Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Freddy Melero here, fired up in Colombia. Really excited and wanted to share with you guys today some insight. Been doing a lot of running and building, and recently been doing a lot of personal development and research. And just as part of a leader in network marketing, you always got to be learning. I think if you're not learning, you're not growing, you are dying, as the great John Maxwell says. And I'm a result of everything I continuously read, I watch, people I surround myself around, and so are you, right? And today I wanted to talk about, 4 laws of network marketing that I learned early on that helped me become a better leader, that helped me really understand the process, that helped me really empower and inspire others by my example. And number one, let's be honest. Success breeds success, but success also breeds contentment and complacency. I'll give you an example. We just launched a new project, and we got a lot of people that have earned more money than they've ever earned in their life. And I noticed the patterns, not just with us, but in general through the years. People all of a sudden have success, and they think they have to stop doing what got them successful. And the reality is, especially when you're starting a new project, I mean, it's a 2 to 5 year run, depending, everybody's situation is different. But, just because you got some teams going, this is not just bring 2 people and you become rich, or 3 people. No, you keep going. You lead by example. If you want your people to enroll, you got to enroll. If you want your people doing events, you got to do events. If you want people going to events, you got to go to events, right? If you want people rank advancing, you got to rank advance. And if you want people breaking ranks in your team, you also got to do the same. So it's always by example. You never stop. You never get there, especially in the early stages. And so I share that with you because there's 4 laws I learned that really helped me become mentally tough in the process as I was building. All things being equal, if you're with a company that everything that needs to be in place is in place, and you just need to do your thing, right? Which is in most cases, there's 4 things that are inevitable, and you've got to be mentally tough. You got to be strong. You got to be emotionally detached, and you got to be able to keep going in spite of it. Move in spite of these 4 things. The first thing I'll tell you that, I've learned, and if you haven't, at every stage of the game, I don't care how good you are, first thing I know is that people will say no. If you're brand new to the industry, that might scare you, right? If you've been in for a while and it scares you, you've got a problem. You got a lot of learning to do. Guys, people will say no. We don't have control of what people are going to say. Our job is to share a message, and share a message and find out if it's the right timing in people's life. Plant a seed, ask for referrals, move on. And a lot of it has to do with their timing. If it's not the right timing in their life, if we didn't make a right connection, there's nothing we can do. People will say no, and that's one of the first realities in network marketing. That if you haven't come to the realization that that's true, then let's start there, right? Number 2, people will tell you they're going to show up that won't show up. Now, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever invited someone to your house? Have you ever invited someone to a hotel meeting and they promised you they were going to go and they didn't show up? Well, guys, understand, that happens in everything in life. You might invite people to your kid's birthday party, to your party. You're giving away free food and liquor and God knows what. And they tell you they're going to go and they don't show up. So, with your opportunity, people will not show up. And if you don't understand that, at this point, if you're new and you don't understand that, well, get it. That's part of the process. And you have no control over other people. You only have control over yourself. You only have control over the things you can do. You can obviously confirm, reconfirm, and make sure that you pre-qualify someone and make sure that someone's interested. So if you are going to spend time out of your busy schedule, if you are going to go somewhere, if you are going to create something for someone, then obviously, that person will show up, right? And your odds increase. But you don't have control over that, right? And so when people don't show up, don't have a heart attack. Become productive. Ask yourself, what can you learn from this? How can you invite better? How can you invite more people so that other people do show up? And even if some don't, you still got people there and you were able to maximize your time. Third thing is people quit. Now, when people get in, they're excited, right? There's a lot of emotion, especially if you got a great proposition, if you got great leadership, great energy, great vibe in what you're doing. But people will quit. And people quit for all kinds of reasons, and you might say, but they just bought the biggest pack. How can they quit? We're growing in people's lives. People are losing weight and changing their lives and things are happening. And you're like, how can they quit? Are they crazy? People will quit. every year, New Year's comes around, and I don't know how many people register for a gym for the first time and spend I don't know how many hundreds of dollars for that gym membership, only to never come back. So literally, if they do that, and they do all kinds of other things that people commit to and don't fulfill, then just understand that you have no control over that. If you did your part, if you were able to engage people, if you're able to when somebody gets started, take some massive urgent action with them right away and help them create some results and taproot and meet their people right away and try to help them have the best chance of success and help them, acquire that first customer, acquire that first distributor, hit that first pin rank. If you did your part and they still quit, well, guess what? That's not of your making. You have no control. And so if you don't understand that, guys, I will tell you, you will run across a lot of frustration. You will never get to that next level because this happens, right? Number one, people say no. People will tell you that they're going to show up and not show up, right? And that showing up part, guys, people will tell you they're going to sign up and not sign up. If it hasn't happened to you, welcome. Number three, people will quit. And then number four, guys, leaders will leave. Guys, we build a volunteer army in network marketing, and people do things for their reasons, not yours and mine. And some people are in for a reason, some people are in for a season. Sometimes there's X factors that you can't control, and everybody has different commitment levels. Everybody has different wants, needs, desires. Sometimes people leave because there's a clash with leadership. Sometimes there's so many things that can occur. But I'm not here to criticize people that say no, people that don't show up, people that quit, or leaders that leave. My main point is that if you want to grow a big business, number one, understand that these things happen. And when they happen, you have no control over it for the most part. And if you don't have control over it, there's no sense in worrying. There's no sense in giving up. There's no sense in being, depressed or checking out or disconnecting. I mean, we are humans, and obviously, there might be a moment that we need to breathe and recollect our thoughts and feelings and whatnot, but you keep going. These things happen. And I'll tell you, the best way to overcome this is to keep going, to keep sharing, to keep being consistent and persistent, staying focused on what you truly want. Because in the process, you will find the right people. In the process, there will be people that you will meet that are praying, searching for everything you want. And as a result of that, they will obviously join your team. As a result of that, they will, say yes. They will show up. They won't quit. They won't leave. And as a result, you will be happy that you kept on going. So my main message today is, number one, if you're building a network marketing business and these things are happening to you, know that, I don't care who it is, it happens to all of us. But it's not what happens to us, it's what we choose to do in spite of it that makes a dramatic difference. And our job is to be emotionally detached to the process, to keep going and lead by example. The best thing you can do is do what you expect your team to do. Don't ask your team to do something that you are not currently doing yourself. Don't ask them to bring people if you're not bringing them. Don't say, why isn't my team bringing people? Well, are you? Well, why isn't my team doing events? Well, are you? Well, why aren't people rank advancing? Are you? Why aren't people breaking ranks? Are you? So hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys, these words have made a dramatic difference or given you some light to what's possible, what you may encounter in your process. And guys, I'm 18 years deep into this, this profession, and I go through this all the time. I had some people stood me up this morning, right? And I could have sworn they were going to come. They told me, they promised me they were going to come. And guess what? They didn't come. So if it happens to me, guys, and it happens to so many people, just know that that's normal. Keep going. But the best thing you can do is lead by example. Understand, don't be complacent. Don't let your success get to your head. Be humble, and don't stop waking up early. Don't stop focusing on the details. Don't stop doing what made you successful, because everybody's watching, and people do what you do, not what you say. Hope you guys are fired up. Hope you guys are excited. I'm in Bogota, Colombia, closing out on a diamond run, doing some crazy things. I'm going to do this video in Spanish. Voy a hacer este video en español on my Spanish fan page, on mi página español, Freddy Melero español, in a few minutes. Take care. God bless from Bogota. Fredster. Peace out. Fired up. Boom.